All right, so you guys found a really interesting one for us to dive into today.
A new Tamil film, Vettaiyan, just hit U.S. theaters October 10th.
Okay.
And we don't have a ton to go on yet, just some of the basic info from the movie database.
Right.
But honestly, sometimes that's where the real intrigue begins, right? When you don't know too much.
Yeah, I agree.
So, okay, basic rundown of Vettaiyan, it translates to The Hunter.
Yeah.
Always good to know what we're actually saying, right?
Right.
It's billed as a crime drama,
Okay.
which, knowing Indian cinema, could mean a whole range of things.
Sure could.
But here's the thing that really caught my eye. The runtime, 2 hours and 41 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Not your typical action flick length, right?
No, it's long.
Feels like they're going for something with a bit more meat on its bones.
Yeah.
What do you make of that?
It makes me think that it's going to be, they're going to try to develop the characters.
A little more, maybe have a more intricate plot, because 2 hours and 41 minutes, that's almost Shakespearean.
Okay, Shakespeare, it may not be.
Yay.
But still, this isn't a quick trip to the multiplex.
No.
This is a whole evening, so they must be confident they could hold our attention that long.
For sure.
Speaking of which, let's talk about the people tasked with doing just that, the cast.
Okay.
And let me tell you, this is where things get really interesting.
Right.
First up, we've got Rajinikanth,
Of course.
a name that needs no introduction,
Yeah.
especially for fans of Indian cinema.
Right.
He is a giant, a true icon, especially in the South Indian film industry.
Yes.
And he's playing the lead role of Vettaiyan IPS.
Okay.
And if that wasn't enough, hold on to your hats, because we've also got Amitabh Bachchan.
Wow.
I mean, come on, this is huge.
It's huge.
Having these two legends share the screen is practically an event in itself, don't you think?
Absolutely. I mean, both of them are such charismatic actors with such commanding screen presence.
To see them together and potentially playing off each other's energy, it's going to be really something special.
Yes.
And I think this is the kind of casting that kind of transcends generations of moviegoers.
Exactly. It's like a clash of the titans.
Yeah.
And they've pulled in a seriously talented supporting cast as well.
Oh, yeah.
We've got Fahado Fazil Rana, Dagubati Manju Warrior. I mean, this isn't just a movie, it's a who's who of incredible acting talent.
Wow.
And yet, the movie database is being pretty tight-lipped about the details.
Oh, really?
No reviews, yet no keywords to give us hints about the plot.
Mm-hmm.
It's all very hush-hush, which of course just makes me even more curious.
Yeah, of course.
But here's a tasty little morsel. They did give us the budget, a cool $19 million.
Okay.
That's not chump change,
No.
especially for a Tamil film.
Right.
It speaks to a certain level of ambition, wouldn't you say?
I would say so, yeah. Yeah, it definitely is a significant investment for sure.
Right.
But not unheard of, I think, when you've got these huge stars involved.
Right.
But yeah, it definitely signals that they're aiming for something big, something potentially with really wide appeal.
Okay, so we've got this big budget, this stellar cast, and they're coming together for a super cop film.
What does that even mean in the world of Tamil cinema? I'm assuming it's not just your average buddy cop comedy.
No, definitely not. The super cop genre in Tamil cinema and Indian cinema more broadly often carries a lot of weight.
Okay.
So yes, there's action. There are, thrilling chase scenes.
Right.
But it's often a vehicle for social commentary.
Right.
For exploring themes of corruption and justice and the struggle against overwhelming odds.
So more than just explosions and car chases then. Though I'm guessing we'll be getting our fair share of those too.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, think Die Hard, think Rambo, but with a distinctly Indian flavor.
Okay.
Often these films kind of tap into a very visceral sense of frustration with societal injustices,
Right.
with systems that seem rigged against the common man. And the super cop becomes this almost mythical figure, someone who can cut through all the red tape and deliver the kind of swift justice that people crave.
So there's a real cathartic element to it.
Absolutely.
Okay, which makes sense given the kind of passionate fan base these actors have. It's not just about seeing your favorite hero. It's about seeing them fight for what's right.
Exactly. And Vettaiyan, with its title, The Hunter, seems to be really leaning into that archetype.
Yeah, that title has me wondering, who or what is Vettaiyan actually hunting? The synopsis mentions a murder case, a suspect, but with a title like The Hunter.
Right.
And that runtime hinting at a bigger story. I have a feeling there's more to it than meets the eye.
Yeah, and I'd be inclined to agree. I think that phrase in the synopsis, unexpected events, is also doing a lot of heavy lifting.
Right.
It suggests a departure from the expected, perhaps even a subversion of the typical super cop formula.
Okay, so let's play a little game of detective ourselves. What kind of unexpected events could shake up the world of a seasoned super cop like Vettaiyan? What if this case forces him to confront something in his own past?
Or maybe he uncovers a conspiracy that goes way deeper than he could have imagined.
Those are excellent possibilities. And also, don't forget, this is a T.J. Nanival film.
Mm.
And his previous work has often dealt with themes of systemic oppression, of, individuals battling against these deeply entrenched power structures.
Which makes that $19 million budget even more intriguing.
Exactly.
This isn't just a popcorn flick. They're clearly aiming for something with substance.
Precisely. And let's not forget Amitabh Bachchan's character,
Yeah.
Satyadev.
Right.
I mean, the name itself kind of evokes a sense of righteousness of truth.
Yeah.
But what kind of truth does he represent? Is he an ally to Vettaiyan in his pursuit of justice, or does he represent a different kind of truth, perhaps a more uncomfortable one?
Ooh. Now that's a tantalizing question. Is Satyadev a guiding light or a formidable obstacle in Vettaiyan's path? The plot thickens. We could be talking about a film that's playing on multiple levels with these powerhouse actors embodying these complex, morally ambiguous characters that Indian cinema just does so well.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
that's what makes this so exciting. Even with the limited information we have, there's this air of anticipation, the sense that Vettaiyan might be more than just your typical action thriller. It could be a film that sparks conversations, that challenges our perceptions of justice and power.
And maybe even leaves us questioning who the real hunter is in all of this. Is it Vettaiyan pursuing justice? Or could he become the hunted, facing down corruption, or even his own demons?
Those are the questions that I think will keep us on the edge of our seats. And, it's interesting because the tagline is simply the hunter. It doesn't tell us who's hunting whom or even why. It invites us to unravel that mystery ourselves.
And I don't know about you, but I'm always up for a good cinematic mystery, especially one with this much potential. So to sum it all up for our listeners out there, we have Vettaiyan, a Tamil crime drama hitting U.S. theaters just days after its initial release, boasting a powerhouse duo in Rajinikanth and Amitabh Bachchan, a runtime that suggests a deeper story waiting to unfold, and a title that hints at a thrilling, possibly even subversive take on the super cop genre.
A film that has the potential to be both entertaining and thought-provoking. It'll be really fascinating to see how audiences interpret the film's themes, how they respond to the characters and the choices that they make.
Well said. I'm already adding this to my watch list. Be sure to let us know what you think after you've seen it. Until next time, happy diving.